Hi. If you haven't seen the previous video dated February 25th on bad, good, and better, please stop the video and watch that one first because you're not going to understand this video. You're going to be a bit confused, and you really should watch that one first. In fact, it's required that you watch that one first. Okay, I want to address the young people in the audience. I know my viewers are male, typically male, 18 to 40, but I want to target this message. I want to cater this message specifically for the young people because a lot of them are in their formative years and developing their concepts of right and wrong and decision-making concepts. Now, what I want to say, what I want to do is pop the big question: who is at most fault? In the example of, Tom asking Esther's mom if he could stay over, and Esther's mom says okay, and then he comes over with his newlywed, and Esther is really wrecked, becomes emotionally shipwrecked, and then she ends up marrying a drug addict, and they end up getting divorced. This example, in order to, we can point fingers, okay? We can point fingers left and right. We can always assign blame. It's so easy. It's so easy to assign blame. But when you do something like that, when you see who's most fault, there's usually, things like this usually come with assumptions. Everything comes with assumptions. We are making the assumption that the person, that fault has responsibility. Blame and fault has responsibility. So really, the real question we should be asking is, who bears the most responsibility? And that is the person who bears the most fault. Now, okay, of course, you have guys like Tom who asked Esther's mom stupid requests like, hey, can I stay over at the house? I know I just broke up with your daughter, and I'm a newlywed, and we just want to save a few bucks, and can we stay over? There's always going to be idiots like that in life, okay? He should never have done that, okay? But he is not at most fault, because no matter what you do, there's always going to be idiots, and they don't know if they're asking stupid things, retarded things. There's always going to be people like that. Can't do anything about it. With that said, the person I believe is most responsible is Esther's father. Now, there's a lot of people saying, well, you know what? Esther's father didn't have to do anything. And, Esther's a big girl, and she I think she was like 30 or something when this all happened, and, or 35 when this all happened, and she decided to get married to this guy. It's true that Esther's a big girl. She can make decisions on her own, but the father, it's not the father's decision. But the fact is, what the father really should have done was he should have said to the wife, he should have interjected and said, I know what you want. This is Esther's father talking to Esther's mother, right? He should have said, yes, I know what you want. I know that you want Tom to stay over at our place because he's such a great guy and you like him so much, and he's been real good to our family, and he's done a lot of wonderful things. In fact, he's like family. He's just, I treat him like a son. I love him that much. But I'm not going to give you what you want. I'm going to give what Esther needs. She is very wounded. She is emotionally traumatized. We need to protect her at all costs. All right? And really, that is his responsibility, okay? If you young people can accept this viewpoint, that the father is most responsible, if you can accept that point of view, you guys have come a long way towards having, helping someone out in the future. Now, sure, he can, there's a saying out there that says, The fool repeats his mistakes. The wise man learns from his mistakes, and the sage learns his mistakes from others, learns from the mistakes of others. Now, okay, look, Esther, they made a mistake. Everybody made mistakes, okay? Bad decisions. But there are some decisions which are irreversible, which are catastrophic, that'll ruin a person's life. And this is one of them. Now, they don't have the luxury to not repeat the same mistake because they simply don't have any choice. It's happened already, and that's it. It's wiped them out. Wiped out Esther. And if you young people will accept this position, this point of view that the one at most fault, the one with most responsibility is Esther's father, then what you do is you have just accepted a very, very powerful position. What do I mean by that? If you accept this position, you will recognize future similar issues like this. Not exactly, but very similar. And you're able to prevent them. Now, you'll prevent them, but you may never know what kind of disaster you've avoided or prevented. Okay, you may never know, but you will have saved someone's life from being destroyed. And when you do that, you are a hero. Now, it sounds all good, but for everything there comes a price. What is to be understood is that when you take this position of being a guardian, taking the position of being a watchdog, what you do is you're basically being a shepherd. You are being someone who watches his sheep and prevents them from getting hurt. Okay, it's a job, and you have to constantly be on the watch. It's like a shepherd watches his sheep. Sheep are kind of stupid. They just keep eating grass, and they'll go all the way up to a cliff and they'll keep eating, and then they'll just keep eating and go over the cliff and kill themselves. So, position of the father, even though Esther was a big girl, she was emotionally vulnerable and open to make very bad decisions. The father should have had some degree of wisdom and should have prevented I believe he really could have prevented his daughter from really screwing it up royally. And that's what it is. It requires responsibility. You have to be on alert and keep your eye out for things very similar to these type of situations, and understanding and standing up when you need to stand up, okay, and when you need to say no, or say yes, whatever it is. It comes with a big price. Now, you're going to have, sometimes there's wolves that attack your sheep, lions and bears. You're going to have to fight that. You're going to have to do battle. You're going into battle, and you're going to have to kill those bears. Otherwise, it will kill your sheep. And it's tough. It's a tough job. You're not going to be like, okay. You might get some wounds. In this case, if Esther's father had stood up against his own wife, she probably would have been really pissed off. She said, you know what? Why are you being so hard? What's your problem? She might give him the silent treatment, and they might not talk for, like, who knows, a few months. You know what I mean? Because he said, you know what? I'm going to take this rare opportunity. I don't do this very often, but I'm going to take this position and say, no, I'm not going to let you make this decision. I refuse to let it happen. And you know what? What he should have been was the final authority. He's probably the eldest. He's probably the wisest. And, he probably loves his wife very much, that she basically runs the show, runs the household. That's what I imagine had happened. He let the wife make all the decision making. But that is not what a woman needs. Maybe everything else, but it might be what they want, but it's not what they need. When it comes time to be unemotionally judgmental. You know, we men are biologically built that way. We can make we can make really big decisions and leave the emotion out of it. Okay, we're just that way. That's how God designed us. And I really believe that. There's going to be a lot of people that disagree. But women really need a man. Okay, they say they want this, they want that, but this is what they really need, and this is not exactly what they want. You know, now I'm not saying to not treat women equally. Okay, that don't take it out of context. But when you are in a position where you know what's right, there's a lot of power in knowing your position is right. There's a lot of power, incredible amount of power. You know, when you're right, it in itself is just incredible. Okay, it gives you a spine. Okay. Okay. Well, I hope that sunk in, and I hope I don't worry about pissing people off anymore. But there's going to be people that are pissed off, and it's okay. I understand. Everybody has a different point of view, and this is mine. So I ask that my younger viewers consider this, think about it carefully, and learn from this mistake, and develop the ability to have critical thinking skills to prevent similar mistakes in your lifetime when the moment comes when you are put in a position of authority, when you are put in a position to make serious decisions, not just for yourself, but for others. Okay, that is what I wanted to say, exactly how I wanted to say for these several days. I've been holding up all my videos because each time I've been saying this, it didn't come out the right way. It would have been misunderstood, and I finally said what I want to say because I thought this was very, very important that I make this point very specifically.